As I was saying, Mr. Walker, look, Trinidad will be exciting next year. Tobago will be exciting as well. And I see some new sports facility developing in Tobago as well. I mean...
yeah, but what is important, you know, facilities developing, I sincerely hope it's going to match, it's going to be world standard, it's going to be fantastic, no anything mediocre. Because we have to have facilities that the younger generation, the 5-year-old, the 3-year-old can aspire to. It must not be substandard.
And I think that's important because we have people like Brian Lara, for example, here. We have people like Dwight York, for example, here. We have you, for example, here, have been on television for many, many years in the United Kingdom. And a lot of people see these things as role model attributes. So I agree with you that we have to have something of a high standard and very high quality. But tell me a little bit more about some of the work you're doing in the UK with some of the kids.
Well, I run an inter-school drama competition. I have a foundation, and it's a drama competition between several schools in London. We are bringing in schools from Birmingham, Watford, and these are kids developing their skills through writing, directing, producing outside school hours. And we have a final in around June every year. And it's gathering momentum, and we hope to bring in schools from other islands. And within the next year or two, it's hope to go international.
So it sounds fantastic. I was recently in Trinidad. As I was saying to you earlier on, I was recently in Trinidad and I went to a couple of schools. Modern Sec next to Sapa and Pleasantville Senior Comprehensive. And the drama students are so motivated and inspirational. It'll be fantastic, Mr. Walker, to see some of those kids come across here to the UK and vice versa to do something. Do you have anything like that?
Well, it's in the making. It's in the planning stage. But one of the things that I would emphasize is that my inter-school drama competition isn't primarily for the kids who want to do drama. Because drama to me should play an important part in every child's life, because it is developing that skill of communication, having to rely on your fellow actors, developing that self-confidence. So they are all sort of ingredients that prepare you for the world in which we live. So it is important that when I visit schools in the UK, that it is thrown out to kids who, as I said, not necessarily interested in drama. You know, the ones who are interested in drama, who belong to a drama club, they are already on their way. Yes, we don't, exclude them, but primarily it's important that every child should be exposed to drama.
So it's important because it's a necessary skill that they could learn. A lot of people gain confidence. They could talk in public. They could develop their skills and basically come out of the shell. Perhaps, if in fact, that's one of their issues.
But yes, and as you know, for instance, a very simple example: you're involved in a play on stage. There are 3 or 4 actors on stage together. You have to rely on each other for the performance. You have to communicate with each other for the performance. You have to trust each other to bring forward the best performance. What we are faced today in society is that we don't trust each other. We don't rely, we don't help each other. So if you can have a child at the age of 5 developing those skills, know what it's like to interact, know what it's like to trust someone else. If someone is falling, to know, if you move your hand, that child is going to break his neck. So which means that there's a certain amount of trust, regardless of color, creed, or wherever. So these are the things that you develop through drama.
So it sounds fantastic that some of you will be accustomed with, and certainly if you're involved in drama, public speaking, entertainment, you know the skills that are required very much to develop the individual and society. I definitely agree with you, Mr. Walker, and I see it very valuable. I mean, in terms of the Trinidad and Tobago and the world trade market here this year, are there any aspirations that you have in terms of what we as Trinidad and Tobago will derive from this year, or you yourself personally?
Well, it's the one thing I think that it's kind of difficult because being what is the one thing that I can highlight? I think we have to look more and more of this sort of entertainment and things that we can target in Trinidad and Tobago to make it a lot more unique. You know, it is a pity that our calypsos, you know, I move around and you know, it is an art form that is still fantastic. It is still, and it's not getting the recognition that it should. I am pleased, you know, that the steel band thing is happening, World Festival is happening in Trinidad next year, because again, that's an area that we need to build on. It's an area we need to highlight.
And we have the Tobago mini rough guide. Have you seen this?
I've seen it.
It is fantastic.
I am yet to look through it, but it is fantastic. It's beautifully produced.
That's the mini rough guide to Tobago here at the World Tourism Market. It's free today, of course. So I can see that there's some movement. There's quite a lot of things that's developing. And I myself am very expectant that, especially with the Steel Pan Symposium next year, that it attracts quite a lot of people. And I understand tomorrow we have some entertainment. There'll be a Caribbean street party.
Okay. I'll be here tomorrow then.
So while we're talking Calypso, look, I was in the Tabernacle launching my book, of course, Tales of Survival. Let me plug that again here on red5599.com, all right? But we had Tobago Crusoe.
Oh, isn't he fantastic? Isn't Tobago? I mean, he paid me the best compliment ever in for my 70th birthday at the Hackney Empire. He literally composed a calypso and sang on stage. So I can boast that I have arrived. A calypsonian sang a calypso about Rudolph Walker.
I haven't heard that.
Well,
you know any lyrics from it?
No, I don't. I don't. But he promised that he'll let me have the CD.
Right. You know. But in terms of calypsos, what's your favorite? And can you give us a rendition of one night?
Yeah, I ain't no singer. I ain't giving no. What you're trying to do to me? I have a fan base. You want my fan base to go down?
Oh my days! In the words of the mighty Sparrow, Jean and Dinah. But that is all we have the time for with Mr. Walker here today at Excel Center. We're live 2014 World Tourism Market with myself, Coco P, and the most honorable. That's right, the most honorable Mr. Rudolph Walker, who's definitely not giving up Eastenders right now, and you could catch him on that's right, on that soap opera. Fantastic on the Eastenders, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Walker, just a final word from you on just a final word from you.
Well, my final word is really targeting the youngsters to say perseverance wins, and if I can do it, so can you.
Fantastic. Perseverance wins every time. My grandmothers were in their 90s, and as Mr. Rudolph Walker said, perseverance wins. Tales of Survival is exactly about that. Tales from the older generation. As a young Caribbean person myself, persevere, continue to reach for the stars and achieve your goals and focus. It's me, Coco P, right here at the World Tourism Market with red5599.com. Enjoy yourself. Take care.